a very special demonstration by one of our own very, very talented teachers, Mr. Nesbitt. He's going to demonstrate to you the art of theater music, or what we call soundtrack. You know that most, as we've talked about before, when you're watching a movie, that all of the action there, the music and the sound effects are put on after the movie has been completely recorded. So you're going to see now how theater music or soundtracks are put together. Mr. Nesbitt is very talented. He has some very good music. You're going to enjoy this. Also, you're going to see on the screen, you're going to see how there's going to be action, and then the music is going to be placed on it to make it even more exciting. So this time we're going to bring on our very own Mr. Nesbitt.
All right, how you doing? Like Mr. Gasquet said, what I'm going to do is play some music along with some... All right, there we go. Play some of my music along with some video images, computer-generated images, to give you an idea of the different type of energy you feel when you're watching a TV show or you're watching a movie, a play, anything like that. When you see the video, there's music behind it. Sometimes you don't even notice the music because you're so used to it when you're watching movies and TV. But what I'm going to have a chance to do is experiment with you, play different types of music with the same video that you're seeing, and you'll see how the energy changes. You'll see that when I play a slower song, you feel more relaxed. When I play an upbeat song, you feel a little more energetic, a little more excited, okay? Even with the same video, and we're going to get to that right after this. What I'd like to do is thank Mr. Gasquet for giving me a chance to play here, and I think we should thank him because he put on for the past 2 months some great performances as far as jazz and blues and dance. I think, and that's really good that he does that because he's trying to influence you and introduce you to different styles of music. And we've had classical string quartets playing up here. We've had dance, we've had all, and that's really good for you to see that. Even if you don't like it, it's still good for you because it at least exposes you to a different style of music. All right? I want to thank Mrs. Gilmore for giving me a chance to play up here. Let's give her a hand over, Mrs. Gilmore, our principal. Thank you. Also Mr. Hotz and the teachers, and of course all of you for coming and being so patient and nice and quiet. I really appreciate that. I'm going to play a song, and then we're going to do that little experiment that I told you about, and we're going to talk a little bit more about theme music and continue. And then later on, in about 40 minutes, Mr. Gasquet and I are going to do a little demonstration on how to sequence music, how to layer the sounds on track, adding drums, adding piano, adding strings, adding bass, adding chorus, and give you an idea of how they go into the studio and use electronics and computers to do their music. Okay, so sit back and relax and enjoy, and we'll get on to Mr. Gasquet's stuff later on in the show. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, what I'm doing is loading the song into this keyboard right here. This keyboard here works just like a computer at home. It stores information, it stores the songs, just like your computer at home. I put information, I have to input all the sounds. Every drum sound you hear, every piano, every chorus sound is all inputted just like you would sit there and type on your keyboard on your computer, and then that information goes into the hard drive or the disk or the floppy, okay, to save the information. I save my information, my songs, on a floppy disk, okay, which fits right into the side here as you saw me put in, okay. This allows me to I can put about 4 songs on each disk, okay, and I've got maybe about 50 disks right now full of songs that I've written myself. Now, after it saves a song onto disk, after I record it, I can go back to that song in about a month or so, and if I feel that I don't like the volume level of the drums, or I don't like the sound of the chorus, or the piano sounds not right to me, I can go back and change it, and then re-save it back onto this disk. Okay, so when I write a song, I can do anything I want to it for as long as I want to. Now, what I'll do is, if I want to go into the studio and make a CD, okay, which I actually have made a couple CDs. Right here, I've got 3 different CDs with my music on it. I can put about 14 songs per CD on here, and it saves digitally just like the information stored from your computer onto a CD. Okay. Now, what I did was, after I wrote the song on here on the computer, I just plugged the keyboard into the keyboard back into my computer and used a program to record the song as a sound wave onto my computer. Then I used another program and a CD recorder to record the song as a sound wave onto actual disc. Now, I can stick this into any disc player, a normal disc player, and play it in my car, in my house, just like you can listen to your music on your CD players. Okay? Mrs. Gilmore is doing a great job of trying to get computers into the classroom. And there's good reason for that, because there's going to be computers involved in every aspect of life that you're involved in. All your jobs, everything. Computers are going to be there. So you need to have those basic computer skills. Now, what I'm going to do, tell you a little bit more about theme music. Now, there's 2 purposes for theme music. One, it can be the background for videos, okay, and movies and plays and musicals. Okay, but it also is a way to relax. Okay? Now, when you're listening to a different type of song, let your imagination wander and see where it takes you. Okay? And sometimes you listen to a song, you might imagine yourself out on the beach. You might imagine yourself sailing through the clouds, flying on a mountaintop, in the jungles in South America, something like that. Well, that's what theme music is for. The different styles take you away from where you are right now. Let your imagination wander, okay? And kind of give you a new experience. And at the end of the song, it brings you right back into this room, okay? What I want to do now, I'm going to show you, do that little demonstration. I'm going to play a video clip, about 2 minutes or so, okay? Then Mr. Holcomb is going to rewind the video to that same spot, and I'm going to play the same video with an upbeat tempo. First that you're going to see is the music's going to be lower, it's going to be relaxed. Then I'm going to play the same video with an upbeat tempo. Okay? Now that'll give you an idea of how the style of music in the background of what you're watching creates different images, creates different feelings, has different energy levels when you're listening to it. Okay? And that gives you an idea of what you saw with the nice relaxing. A little bit of guitar, some violins and strings, some bells in the background, and some French horn. Give you a little bit of an idea of something a little more relaxing. Okay? Now Mr. Holcomb's going to rewind that portion of the video. And we are going to play the same one. Okay, but this one's going to be a little more upbeat. Okay? A lot of rhythm, a lot of bass, and it's going to be the same video, but you're going to get an idea how it sounds or how it looks and the different energy and the different emotions you feel when you're watching the same thing with a different style of music. Okay? So when you're going to the movies and you see an exciting action scene and people shooting at each other, notice the music in the background. It's probably not relaxing and smooth. Okay? It's probably upbeat and very emotional and very intense. Okay? Ms. Holcomb, are we ready? All right, go. All right. Okay, so we had the same video clip with a different style of music each time. That was the second one. Hit the wrong button. And hopefully you had a chance to see how the music and how the energy of what you're seeing changed because of the music. And that's what's important. That's what theme music and that's what the background music to movies and TV shows is all about. It makes you feel those emotions differently, and they can control your emotions. All right, I can sit down, I can play a sad song, something relaxing, and it'll calm you, and I can play something upbeat like that, and you'll get talkative, you get excited, you may want to dance, and that's okay. That's what it's for. All right? Now, when I'm naming my songs, all right, I try to pick a name that represents the song itself. Meaning, if I'm writing a song and I get a certain picture in my head or a certain emotion, that's probably what I'm going to name it. All right? And that most people who put the music down or put names to music, whether it's a CD, whether it's your rap artist, or whether it's John Tesh or John Williams putting music to movie scores. It's the same thing. They'll name the name to fit the emotion that they're feeling when they wrote it. Okay, now this song here, it's called Millennium. I wrote that about a year ago, okay, when it was changing from 1999 to the year 2000. I figured that's a good song. So I kind of did something kind of medium tempo, but still kind of upbeat. So sit back and relax and enjoy. All right, good. Glad you enjoyed that. Okay, let me talk briefly. About the equipment itself. Now, this keyboard right here has about 500 sounds. Okay, and I mentioned some of the sounds to you. I can pretty much create any style of music I want right on this keyboard. Like I said, I save it onto floppy disk, and then on the computer, and then onto a CD. Okay, and I can layer those sounds. I put them on. For each song, I have 16 tracks that I can work with. On each track, I put a different sound. For instance, track 1, I'll go ahead and record, let's say, the drums. Okay? Then on track 2, I'll record, let's say, the bass. On track 3, the piano. On track 4, the chorus. On track 5, maybe some bell sounds. On track 6, maybe some strings and other sounds, okay? And that's how I create the music. I layer one sound on top of another, create the tracks, and then save it right here just like this. Now this one here, this keyboard you can get basically at Radio Shack, all right? And it costs about $400, but it's got about 120 different rhythm sounds, which I can use, okay? I don't have to pre-record the rhythms, they're already in here, okay? And it's got about 120 different vocal sounds, such as piano and strings, like I mentioned before. Okay, so I can get a piece going or a drum beat. Let me play a quick drum beat right here, let you know. Now that there, you notice I didn't have to even play this one at all. Okay, I can start the rhythm, I can start the melody going, I can walk away, have a seat next to you guys and watch the video if I wanted to. All right? There's also got a couple demos on it. All right? Here's a demo to this keyboard. All right, that gives you an idea what the demo's like, okay? But this keyboard, you really don't have to be a great musician to play it, okay? Because it plays all by itself. It's got its own arrangement, it's got its own drums, it's got its own bass lines and chorus, and all you have to do is put a simple melody up at the top right here while the rhythm and everything else is going on. So that's the difference between those two keyboards, okay? Let me play about one more song and have Mr. Gasquet come up and we'll do a quick demonstration so you can see how the sounds are layered one on top of the other. All right? All right. Let me, this Mr. Gasquet. Yeah, we should probably do our thing before we do. Welcome Mr. Gasquet to the stage.
Of how a song can be put together from beginning to end. And we've talked about ABA form. Today we're not going to have enough time. We're not going to have enough time to do an ABA. In other words, where we're going to give you a beginning phrase, then give you a middle, and then give you an ending phrase. We're not going to be able to do that, but we're going to show you how something can be sequenced and it can be looped together. We're both going to work on this at the same time. We're going to be using 8 tracks. Okay, we've talked about that and you've heard that from Mr. Holcomb again. But we're going to be dealing with 8 tracks, and we're going to put down a drum beat first, then we're going to put down a bass line, and then we're going to put down the chord structure. After that, then we're going to put on some nuances, some strings and a few little toys that we have up here. So at this time what we're going to do is we're going to put this together for you, and you're going to see actually how it is put together in a studio from beginning to the end.
All right, Mr. Gasquet is going to first start with a rhythm. Okay, now before he gets the rhythm going, you're going to hear a tick, 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 tick. What that is, that's the metronome. All right, and the metronome keeps him on time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what he can do is when he records through that same tempo every single time. Once he gets the drum beat down, he's already got the tempo in there. He can turn the metronome off. All right, but he'll layer the drums. That's the metronome. All right. Now with that metronome, he knows what beat he's going to use when he records the drums. All right, what's next? All right, so he's got the drums recorded now. Next he's going to record. All right, he's going to put a few more percussion now. Okay? All right, next he's going to put the bass line. Stuff in the background. Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. See what that sounds like. long timing. If he didn't like it, he just goes back and records over that bass line again until he gets it right. Okay? Now he's going to loop it over. Now he's going to put the chord structure to it. Some chords in the background. We've got the bass, we've got some bongo drums, we've got, we're going to put some strings into it now, and we've got the chords to it. Now I'm going to put from my keyboard, I'm going to transfer my sound over to his, and we're going to record some strings in the background. And we're going to let it loop over, and we're just going to kind of jam to it after that. Let me get it. Picture that.
Now, in a studio, what we would do then is we would go into and mix the different sounds, the volumes, the strings may need to be a little bit louder, the drums may need to be a little bit softer, the bass may need to have something called compression put on it. There's a lot of different little toys that we could use. Now what we're going to do though is we're just going to take this regular mix and we're just going to play it for you twice through, and we're going to play right along with this, and you're going to see exactly how it's done in a studio. Here is our almost finished product. That would be the beginning of a full song, and then we put a B section on it. So that is how sequencing is done. It's done by a little bitty chord that looks just like this. This chord is called a MIDI cable, and that stands for Musical Instrument Data Interface. MIDI, Musical Instrument Data Interface. And all it does is causes all these keyboards to talk together. The same way if we had put computers together, it will cause the computers to talk at the same time. So this is how songs are put together in a studio, and that's why now you can do the same thing in your homes. And that's why we're trying to give you an opportunity to learn about the new technology, because if you enjoy music, you can actually put the song together right there in your own bedroom, then put it on a CD and actually sell your music and share your music with the world. So music is a universal language. Enjoy music. It's your time. Enjoy it now. At this time, we're going to prepare to dismiss you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this demonstration. Mr.